Welcome to part 2 of Africa Business Reports, this month coming to you from Nairobi, Kenya. Hello.
Hi.
I'm Komla.
I'm Jane.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Welcome. Let me show you where my business office will be.
All right.
So this is my office.
Okay.
This is where I work.
This is the nerve center.
This is where the business will be
come
working from. Yeah.
Good, good.
So that's my computer. That's my printer. Yeah, and this is the...
that's the big prize.
That's the big prize, yeah.
Faidika BBC.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It means benefit with BBC.
Fantastic. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
So tell us a little bit more about this great business idea.
My business proposal was about starting a company that would deal with waste disposal and management, and later on recycling. But the problem is the poor people cannot afford the exorbitant rates charged by the big waste disposal companies. So $1 here in Kenya would take it at a rate of 76 shillings.
Right.
So I would charge less than $1. If I take 76 divided by 12 rooms in one big household, that would give me 6.3 cents.
Per household?
Per household.
Per month, is that?
That is per month.
6.3 cents.
Per small rental house, yeah?
Okay.
And these are 12.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, they give me like $5.
Okay.
And I have already 500 households like that.
Okay.
So that gives me $2,500 at the end of the month.
Right.
And I had convinced, according to the budget that I had written to the BBC during the award, the question was, what would you do with $5,000? The $5,000 is supposed to sustain me for 2 months,
Right.
rather than 1 month. So after the first month, I would have broken even.
You would have broken even?
Yeah.
You're on your way to becoming a very rich lady.
Thank
Okay,
you.
why don't we go take a look at the operation?
Sure, yeah, I'll take you there. Thank you. As you can see, these are some of the households that I would want to sell my idea to and start my business with. You can see all that area. There are so many houses farther down, and most of them, if you notice, this is their dumping site.
This is
so
the place,
if we could stop this, actually sort of like clear this place up and make sure that they can't dump here, it will cut off their habit.
So this is again one of the locations where you're hoping to get some clientele.
Yeah, but as you can see, there's a bit of a difference in the neighborhoods. This side, you can see it's just like a local Swahili house.
Right.
I would approximate these are 8 tenants here, and that's just a single unit house.
Okay.
So obviously the prices would differ.
Is there a lot of enthusiasm among young people here in Kenya to jump out on their own?
Yes, you see, what happens is if you see someone has succeeded, someone who is young, who is energetic, who is almost like you, I mean, if you can, why can't you?
Okay.
It's all about it's about having ideas that are that are good, that can be implemented in the country, that can give you a profit. And I think it would work out well if young people stopped thinking about being employed by someone else, but rather employing themselves.
And what are your plans for the future?
Well, I hope to expand my company. I really hope that when you come back here in a few years' time, maybe, you would not see what you saw.
Okay. Now, banks in Kenya and elsewhere across Africa have been rationing credit. In Nigeria, that situation has been compounded by the recent turmoil in the financial system. But how is that affecting business? Caroline Duffield has been finding out in this report from Lagos.
It is an ambitious vision, a single company supplying cables to overhaul Nigeria's national power grid. This factory is new, precious to the company, and a weighty investment.
And it is an ambitious project supplying jobs to over 500 local people. The company moved here just 1 month ago, but 1 week later, the banks called to say they were now withdrawing the loan facility.
And circulation of credit is what keeps this industry going. Now, a slowdown of funds is a shock. David Onofawokan is the younger brother running the business.
The bank just told us pretty much, look, we have to put a hold on this at least till next month or the month after, or until things die down. Second one might slash it by half. One of the other ones slashed it by half. But luckily, a lot of these banks that are actually stopping these loans have actually helped us out a lot before to actually get this up and running. So we're looking at other banks actually.
But they are lucky they have support from other financial institutions overseas. But it's the chain effect that worries them. The brothers' suppliers and distributors are also stretched tight because their lending is being squeezed too. So why is the stream of credit suddenly drying up? The answer, Nigeria's banking scandal. An investigation by the central bank gave some institutions a clean bill of health. 5 banks were close to collapse. The government stepped in to take control. New management teams and an ongoing audit of other banks have created a strict new atmosphere. As the pennies are counted, small businesses say that loans and overdrafts are being pulled away. The government's advisors say that they don't want to demonize borrowing.
The problem banks didn't have problem with small and medium borrowers. They had problems more with big borrowers. So I don't see any reason why what is happening should close the credit tap for small and medium borrowers. Well, they should not panic. There's nothing to panic about. I think the way the government is going about it is likely to have a net beneficial effect for the economy. It's likely to have net benefits rather than net costs for the economy.
The fact is that most Nigerians don't have bank accounts, let alone a skilled job and a regular paycheck. The fear for Nigeria's entrepreneurs and employees is that jobs like these could be lost as the credit squeeze forces small businesses to let go of staff. Caroline Duffield, Africa Business Report, Lagos.
The skies above Africa are already thick with satellites providing vital information about the weather and boosting telecommunications. And now the regional power, South Africa, wants to jump into the space race. They're hoping that investment in the space industry will actually boost the economy. But with the country facing difficult economic times, should their concerns be a bit more down to earth? The BBC's Mpho Lakaje has been investigating in the Western Cape.
In a remote part of the province, there is a high-tech operation not known to many. This facility has been running for almost a decade now. Here, they are developing imaging space satellites. These are sophisticated cameras revolving around the Earth. They take high-quality images used for land management and observing climate change. It usually costs millions of dollars to develop such a laboratory. But SunSpace, the company that's running it, capitalized on a rare opportunity. It's renting this from the government. The business uses affordable and accessible components to create a high-class product. It's a private enterprise that operates in an environment dominated by government-funded agencies. This trade is highly technical, and SunSpace requires skilled engineers to compete successfully in the global market.
Our business model is that we take commercial off-the-shelf technologies, putting them together cheaply, efficiently, quickly, and in such a way that our customers are able to, with a small product, outperform in ground sampling distance and many other ways the traditional space models.
This week, South Africa launched its first state-owned satellite in Russia, built by SunSpace. The government hopes this is the start of a regional space powerhouse. SunSpace is making inroads in an industry that is dominated by the West. If the rest of the continent follows this example, it can benefit millions of people. Currently, there's a shortage of black space scientists. During the apartheid era, such opportunities were limited to whites. But the company has started a program that's aiming to reverse this challenge. Jesindaba is among the few who've made it to this level.
I've always wanted to be a rocket engine designer, but growing up in Soweto, I didn't think that was possible because I didn't know if there are any space activities going on in South Africa. So I ended up doing electrical engineering. So if I had been exposed to what is happening, I would have taken a different path. People say the sky's the limit. I say it's not, because we go beyond it. So in whatever people want to be, you can be it. You know, being in South Africa, being a black woman growing up in Soweto, you can be anything you want to be.
This is the kind of image produced by Sunspace's satellite. For a continent that battles with floods and famine, it's an essential service. South Africa now has its own manufacturer of a significant resource. But some are questioning if the government should be investing in this sector in the face of an economic recession and unemployment. For Africa Business Report, this is Mphola Gaje in the Western Cape province.
And that report concludes this edition of Africa Business Report. Now, if you'd like to follow up on any of the stories that you heard on this program, visit our website, bbc.com/Africa Business Report. That's bbc.com/Africa Business Report. And you can also become a fan on Facebook. But for now, that's all from Nairobi, Kenya. I'm Komla Dumo. Goodbye.
That's the big prize, yeah. That's true.
BBC.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It means benefit with BBC.
Fantastic. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
So tell us a little bit more about this great business idea.
My business proposal was about starting a company that would deal with waste disposal and management, and later on recycling. But the problem is the poor people cannot afford the exorbitant rates charged by the big waste disposal companies. So $1 here in Kenya.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm Komla.
I'm Jane.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Welcome. Let me show you where my business office will be.
All right.
So this is my office.
Okay.
This is where I work.
This is the nerve center.
This is where the
all
business
the ideas
will
come
be working from. Yeah.
Good, good.
So that's my computer, that's my printer. Yeah, and this is the...
That's the big prize. Welcome to part 2 of Africa Business Reports, this month coming to you from Nairobi, Kenya.